This is Hannibal here with another UFO news update. Huge updates today for the Three Eye Atlas interstellar object as it's been added to the International Asteroid Warning Network, which is a planetary defense network. It's going to be on there officially from November 27th to January 27th, but obviously astronomers, military, space networks like NASA, which is now considered a spy agency, are definitely already keeping a close eye on it. We are going to know more about it October the 29th, but let me go over a few very interesting things. Right now, it's behind the sun, something called perihelion, which I'll say in my redneck way of saying things, my redneck scientist way of saying things. It's between, the sun is between, it's right between the sun and us right now. So it's behind the sun. We can't see it. Apparently, the glow that the object had has changed directions. This has been picked up by numerous different sources. The glow was an anti-tail before. Then it totally disappeared to where there was no tail. Then it looked more like a regular tail. And now it appears that at various points the glow has been coming from inside the object as well. Now that it's behind the sun, some people are speculating that the change in the tail may have actually been an engine thrust, and the glow may have been the a way of the engine decelerating if it is a technological object, which there are some signs that it could be. Of course, Avi Loeb, the Harvard scientist who I actually spoke to briefly today, he's going to be appearing on Joe Rogan this week to talk about it. He's one of the people that believes that there's at least a 40% chance this could be a technological object by an interstellar neighbor. And he's been saying this for a while, including numerous interviews with me on this channel, as well as the Wicked Alien channel that I'm affiliated with. And Avi Loeb has more access to data than your average person, being uh, working with Harvard and also being the head of the Galileo project. He believes that the difference in the tail could be a controlled slowdown, and there's many things about this object that hints of intelligent controls. It could pick up solar energy from behind the sun as it's behind there, because the energy it could pick up from behind the sun is about as much energy as 30 nuclear reactors could produce. And it could change trajectory while it's behind the sun. It is going to emerge from behind the sun October 29th. So we might have a better idea of if it's going to continue towards Jupiter and on its way out of the solar system after that. But apparently it's actually going to be closest to Earth on December 19th. So we're really going to know by December 19th. And I heard Avi Loeb say actually on News Nation today, January at the latest is when we're going to know. He also said it could be dropping off probes, like mini ships. If this is a ship, because it is a giant object the size of Manhattan, that is for sure, about 30 kilometers wide, huge. It could be dropping off mini ships, mini probes while it's behind the sun, and we can't see it. There has been some evidence that it has had, I don't know for sure. We're still waiting on the pictures that were taken by NASA technological cameras back around the week of October 2nd. those pictures are still being withheld. They are saying that they're being withheld due to the government shutdown, but I heard Avi Loeb say himself that it's an Arizona professor that's in charge of monitoring those cameras, which would be by far the best pictures available of the Three Eye Atlas. And he said that particular professor certainly has seen them. And that professor would not necessarily be part of the government shutdown. So he believes, for the good of science and knowing what this thing is, it should be released, because he used the term, it's like having a blind date. We have an interstellar object from a different solar system in our solar system. We don't know anything about it. Other than a few things, actually, we do know it's a comet. It's actually probably something other than a comet that we've never encountered before, because there's signs of it, such as what I've just discussed, with the tail that shows that it's far from a comet. Comet tails don't disappear and change sides. I've never seen comets like this before. But where he brings up the blind date thing is, yeah, you hope that those can turn out well, but a good amount of the time they do. And he mentions that this thing could be a Trojan horse. If this really was a bad, negative thing coming at us, wouldn't it disguise itself rather than make it appear that it's something negative so we could be ready at our best for it? Yeah, most likely there's nothing we could really do to defend ourselves from it if it was negative, but it would probably want to make it as easy as possible to do whatever it's going to do to us. And I don't see any way where this could be good. If it is some type of secret invasion, I just don't see any outcome that I've heard some people say, oh, well, they've been known to different visitors, quote unquote. Obviously, if aliens exist, there's tons of different types of them. I talked to the Brazil MUFON expert the other day, Tiago Chichetti, who said there could be as many as 70 different breeds of these things. Are they coming in just to turn off and disable all of our nuclear bombs for the good of humanity? Now, they would definitely have some type of agenda if they're coming here. And as I did that interview with Tiago the other day, who is from Brazil, where they have had experiences with negative entities that have given radiation poisoning to people that have led to deaths, at least in Brazil in the past. He says there's tons of cases of abductions out there over the years, and you're violated in those one way or another, no matter what the intention is. I mean, it's not a pleasant situation. I don't think this could be good. And Avi Loeb even says this could be a black swan event where something terrible could happen. So we should be on our toes about what this is, no matter what. Get Bob Lazar on for an interview. I think Jeremy Corbell has Bob Lazar pretty much locked up to himself. Corbell did say in a Tubi documentary earlier this year that there was going to be some type of false flag operation within the government in 2027 involving a giant craft coming down to scare us, and it was going to be some type of planned thing. Well, this is happening now in 2025, and we're going to know what it is in early 2000. That would be one of the better possibilities if that was the case. Maybe it's just happening earlier. Who knows? But I guess time will tell. Yes, it has been. The tail has changed direction. Nothing has been confirmed about the actual direction of the Three Eye Atlas. Right now, it is behind the sun. On the 29th, it comes out from behind the sun. So we may have a better idea then, and it has the closest approach to the Earth December 19th. So we're going to know a lot more. And yes, Brian, The bizarre thing is that they're keeping these Mars pictures that were taken around October 2nd, and now we are, depending on where you are in the world, it's October 23rd. They still haven't released these pictures. There's something weird there. Craig does not think it's a false flag because people can see it with telescopes. I mean, again, I'm just mentioning that just to be totally transparent that Jeremy Corbell did say that, but he also said for 2027. So all I'm doing is following it. I hope that it will just continue on its way towards Jupiter and out of our solar system, whatever it is. But it appears that no matter what, it's not a comet. It's something different than a comet at the very least. Could it be technological? Even the scientists that were initially totally against that are now kind of changing their tune and saying there could be a possibility that it might not be just a regular interstellar object from the way that it's been behaving. So I'll stay on it and let me know what you think about it in the comments. But it's very interesting that the asteroid warning network has the planetary defense systems on it right now. And yeah, as you say there, Craig, that's another point. This has not really broke major news. CBC Canada the other day put out a report that this is a comet and people were overreacting. And that's despite so many reports contradicting that. So it's not like everyone is trying to create hysteria. If anything, people are still trying to downplay it. So I don't see any of the major networks really playing this up, and even the news of this planetary defense system, keeping an eye on it now, was not major news on the major networks today. So we'll see if that changes. And I'm looking forward to see Professor Avi Loeb on Joe Rogan this week. And he did say he's going to do another interview with me next week. So he is the one that's been following this the closest. And he said there's a 40% chance it could be technological. 40% is a pretty big chance. And we're going to know more October the 20th.